Hi guys, welcome back to the Bussey Banner. As always, I'm Jacob Bussey, and let's get right into the game. Toronto Maple Leafs against the Winnipeg Jets. Leafs win 2-1 in a shootout. Huge 4 points that the Leafs got between the Winnipeg Jets in this two-game series. It was unbelievably incredible how the Leafs played this off. The big stories of the game was the goaltending. Connor Hellebuyck had like 39 saves in the game. Jack Campbell had 33, and none bigger than the ones that came in the third period. Game is tied 1-1, goes into overtime. Let's get to the goals. So Travis Dermott scored for Toronto, opened it up in the second period with a point shot that just kind of went by everybody, and it just Hellebuyck didn't see it. It's just simple as that. There was traffic in front. People are crossing. Puck is getting shot, and it gets past Connor Hellebuyck. Later in the second, the Winnipeg Jets come on the 2-on-1, and a weird shot actually by it was Kyle Lowry who scored the goal, and he scored it behind Connor Hellebuyck, behind Jack Campbell, and those were the only goals in regulation. Now, when you get to overtime, good back and forth pace, and then Justin Hall is tripped up by Pierre-Luc Dubois, who was acquired in the Patrick Laine trade. Hellebuyck, oh my God. If you're a Leaf fan, you know that Connor Hellebuyck is going to stay in your mind and stuck there for the end of time. Oh my goodness. He was making saves left and right, pad saves, glove saves. It was a 4-on-3 in overtime. Matthews, Marner, Tavares, and Nylander were out there on the power play, and they couldn't get it done. And now it goes to show that the Leafs are 0 for 27 on the power play, while prior to this, they were one of the best power plays. Correction, they were the best power play in the league. And now they're 0 for 27 on one of the biggest slumps in their history. It's not good to see. Fortunately for them, they are getting scoring on the other lines. Let's talk about how the game went to a shootout. So I hate shootouts personally. I wish the overtime just stayed, and I wish there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's a 10-minute overtime, and then after that, you can have a shootout, because I think that the overtime being 5 minutes is just not even close to being enough. Or even make it like a playoff overtime where it's 20 minutes or it's just 10 minutes of 3-on-3. Like, there's so many other different ways that the league can make the overtime extend, because so many people love watching it. So anyways, let's get to the shootout. So the Leafs shoot second. The first person that goes up is, I can't remember who it was for the Jets, but Jack Campbell makes a beautiful save going on the pad, saving it with the pad, and stopping obviously the first shot. And then who do you think on the Toronto Maple Leafs would you send to score there? Who would you send out there on the line? Marner, Matthews, Tavares? Forget it. Bring out vintage Spezza. And Jason Spezza, he bobbles the puck at first, but he makes a sweet deke on Connor Hellebuyck, gets it behind his pad, and just absolutely buries it behind him, giving the Leafs the lead in the shootout. Pierre-Luc Dubois is the next shooter to go. Jack Campbell with the blocker stops him, stones him, says no thank you. And then Matthews has a chance to win it. Austin Matthews, the pure goal scorer, scored 47 goals one time in his career. Correction, that was last year he scored 47 goals, okay? Goes on Hellebuyck and misses. Completely missed the net. Hellebuyck may have gotten a piece on it. The replay wasn't very definitive, but he missed. And so now you have Scheifele, one of the best shootout players in the league right now. He's going up to shoot on Jack Campbell. So he moves up, and Jack takes away the angle. Scheifele misses the net. And for the first time this season, the Leafs have won in a shootout in their first shootout of the season. Now, let's talk about the pros and cons of this game. The pros are the goaltending and the penalty kill. Absolutely fantastic. They have been fantastic with Jack Campbell in net. Unbelievable. He's now 8-0-0 in 8 starts, has the second right now in the league, has the second highest save percentage and the second highest goals, or second lowest, I guess, goals against average. Unbelievable for a guy who has come back from injury and is just absolutely dominated in the crease. On the other side, Connor Hellebuyck having another 35-plus save per save performance against Toronto, and you can't blame it on him. It's a shootout. It's a shooter's game when it comes to that, and the Leafs shooters just kind of, Jason Spezza just outplayed him, and so the Leafs get that's a 51st point, so they are the first team in the North to hit 50 points this season, and they stay in first. They now move 4 points. My apologies. I'm so high on adrenaline right now. It's unbelievable. They are 4 points ahead of Winnipeg in the standings, and they only have 2 or 3 more games against them, which is huge. Winnipeg will play Ottawa next. Toronto is going to host the Calgary Flames. So this game, so let me move on to the cons then. The penalty, the power play. It's just not working. I don't know what's not working. I don't know why it's not working. It's not working. If I'm Sheldon Keefe, I'm looking at this. He said earlier today after practice, he said it's kind of like a disconnect, and not really the greatest thing you want to hear as a fan. That your head coach is saying that's like a disconnect on the power play, because that's kind of your team, and you kind of want to not have a disconnect on what could be the deadliest power play, was the deadliest power play at one point in the league. But they need to overload a line. Instead of spreading it out and having Tavares on the second and Nylander on the second, they need to have Marner, Matthews, Tavares, Nylander, and Riley on that first power play unit. And all of those are shoot-first guys. Marner, I have an issue with him not shooting as much, even though he said at the beginning of the season he wants to shoot more mentality, although I haven't seen it as much. He's got more goals than I would have expected, but he's got some open looks, and he's not taking them, and he's trying to find the pass when there is no pass. It's annoying and frustrating to watch, but at the end of the day, they're winning games. So I can't really complain if they're able to win games. Now, another con I have is when Freddie gets back, what's going to happen with Jack and Freddie? Or is Jack going to give it right back up and let him go and play? And then what happens if Freddie doesn't play the way Jack's playing? Leaf fans are pretty happy right now, and they're actually praising. A lot of people I know are praising Jack Campbell for the way he's playing, because I don't want to say he's single-handedly saving the season, although there wasn't much to be saved. He's single-handedly saving the season, and he's the reason why the Leafs are doing so well and have done so well in so long. So kudos to Jack Campbell playing out of his mind. The Leafs right now are just clicking. Aside from the power play issues, the Leafs are clicking. And it's the first time the Leafs have been clicking like this in a long time since their winning streak early on in the season. This is a great way to bounce back from that terrible 5 out of 6 games lost, which those points were unbelievably crucial. The Leafs have won 3 in a row against the Jets now. 2 of them have gone to extra time. One of them was the first one with Matthews scoring the backhander in overtime, and this one going to a shootout with Jason Spezza in the overtime winner. The Leafs will play again Sunday night with the Calgary Flames in Toronto. I believe it's in Toronto, and that'll be a good test for both teams. Calgary's kind of struggling right now. I believe they're tied with Edmonton as I'm making this video. And the Leafs are just kind of starting to get back on that running away ideology with the division. So who knows? There's still plenty of games to be played. Winnipeg and Toronto will play later on in the season. But for now, there's going to be kind of a break in between the two. After the Calgary series, they will welcome Montreal. And then from there, we'll have to see how Montreal's playing, how Toronto's playing, what's going to happen in the Flames series, what's going to happen in the Sens series for Winnipeg. So it's all kind of a matter of what's going to happen in the next few weeks. The way it's looking good for Leaf fans. And until next time, I'm Jacob Bussey, and this was the Bussey Banter.